Greetings, everybody. It's Jim. We've whittled down to the last of the metagames that I have right now. There are a few more out there that I want to do, but they're a little bit harder to find, and I've got to search for them. I know how to scour the internet, and I'm patient, so they'll happen. But the thing is, right now, I had all these games, and that's why I did all these unboxing videos as of late. You may have noticed I also do pinball. I've done a lot of those as of late. I like to do them and get things done. It's not the extent of what I want to do. I don't want to just do unboxing videos or pinball videos. I want to play these games as well. So that's what's good news about this. So this is going to be the last one for a while. But today I'm going to be unboxing with you an near mint version of Dimension Demons from Metagaming. All right, everybody, we have our mint copy of Dimension Demons. It's a pure mint copy. It's just that the only reason I'm calling it near mint is actually because the box is crushed a good bit. It's pretty standard when it comes to these micro games. And you might have noticed that I also didn't, as I cracked this open, I did not have my typical, segue portion where it says stand by and all that. The reason being is I've gotten better at post production stuff. I wanted to do it all in one take before. That was the idea behind it. And there's a lot of post production stuff that happens that would slow that things down. But I got better at it, and now it's like, okay, now I don't need that anymore. So the video, we'll get to it right a lot faster in the future. So here we go. We're opening up Dimension Demons, and as always, one thing I won't stop saying is asking you to please like and subscribe. It does a world of good. Whoa! Look at that. There's a die in here. Now, why is that weird? Because this says includes booklet, play counters, map, and die. And if you remember my other videos, and I'll put the picture up on the screen here, games like Rommel's Panzers, Stalin's tanks, and even Dragons of Under had. Let me check to see if that had it. Yep, on the Dragons of Under Earth video I did, they cross out die in that one too. It's like, man, so I guess it's all about if they had stock with these or not. I wonder if that would be considered a super mint cherry if they actually had those versions without that. So for those who know, there's a difference between mint, cherry mint, and ultimate mint, I suppose. So now this comes with a little sleeve here. That was interesting. So here we go with the Dimension Demons. Now I could tell already this comes with a regular um, paper, not the glossy kind. And the cover is by Pat Hiddy again. Recognize him from Fantasy Trip a little bit. Then here we go. And Fred Askew is the one who made it. Trace Hollowell also made some of the artwork, and copy editing by Howard Thompson and Donna Baker. All right, and so basically, as far as the preface, the table of contents, I guess you could say. So we got things to look for. Let's see here. Trans-dimensional projection. There's a whole section on that, so that's interesting right there. Then we got stacking, advanced after combat, pop back, whatever that is, trans-dimensional transports, breeders, slag, and other optional rules. So a lot of interesting things going on here, obviously, with these Dimension Demons. Oh, I got to read on the back what this is. They came from another universe, ruthless aliens too horrible for humans to look upon. They came to kill and breed more of their murderous kind. Demons, they were called, hellish denizens of a hellish dimension. So it pits Dimension Demons, pits invading demons against the defending Free Feet militia of Ishholm. The game features a dual map system to represent dimensions. Victory goes to the player who can control trans-dimensional projection and breeding of new demons. You must defeat the nefarious minions of the evil dimension or try to subjugate the human infestation of Ishholm. The universe depends on it, or at least the planet. So that's interesting. Let's see what they mean by the map being a kind of a two-parter there. So I've got a lot of glare. Let me see if I can knock this down. I noticed that in the other video that I was having way too much glare to show you these things. And I would show them on a picture on the right here, but it's hard to do. I don't want to flatten this completely out and try to take a picture. So there's warp dimensional transports. We got a tesseract here, breeders. So it's kind of like when I think of the thing about breeders and you're trying to stop them. Is this like one of the very first games that have like respawning points? because I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's going on here. And respawning points in video games, of course, happened in the game Gauntlet, I think was the first one. So they talk about movement. It's definitely a war game, but it's interesting. I gotta see what typical charts for combat results table. So it's definitely got the wargaming on there. Talks about slag and breeders. So interesting. And then the games are all 295 here, but Rommel's Panzers and Ram Speed and Stalin's tanks, the microhistories were 395. So that's interesting there. This is definitely an older, let's see, this is 1980. So we get actual counters again from this version of the micro games. All right, they're pretty standard. Not really super fancy at all. Not that you can with the printing at the time, but I've seen some really nice pictures on them, and these guys went to town on basics here, which is fine also too. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's just it's different. It's interesting that it comes with the die. I'm still kind of floored by that. Okay, the map is without the texture. It is still a little bit different color, at least. It's not like a pure white. And we have, it's like this cream color. And it definitely, the blue here comes across. I don't know if that's a river or not. If it was a river, it'd be something else, I would think, other than this pattern. This is a wild pattern. Can you see that pattern? That is a wild pattern. So I'm going to figure out what that's all about. But it looks like two spots. Oh, this is the double dimension map. This is probably the home of Isham because of roads in here, and this is probably the section of the breeders where they're coming from. This is a rift. This is a dimensional rift. That's interesting. So what will happen is probably these guys will have different effects when they come over here, and our guys, when they try to come over here, it's going to be a two-front war. I mean, not a two-front war, but it's going to be like a whole bunch of, we're going to go over here and invade. Both sides are probably trying to invade at the same time. Well, I find that interesting. You know, that these are some really inventive ideas on such a basic concept as wargaming. And, you know, there's so many war games that are just on, World War II and such, and they just get dragged down. But it's nice to see something like this with metagaming, just trying to take wargaming into something different. And I think that's a little bit lost as of late. Everybody's trying to do battles of this and battles of that, and there's nothing really wrong with that. That's what people are into. People are in the history are really deep into it. You should see Tom Dalgleish of all things from Columbia Games. I talk to him all the time, and it's like the guy's an encyclopedia of the stuff, and that's why he wants his games to make sure that they have all the realism as possible, but yet be playable. And believe me, it's a complete balance. It's tough to do. But anyway, folks, that is Dimension Demons, and always like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video.